Well, good evening from the launch field here at Oswestry Balloon Carnival, the first of 5 weekends back-to-back ballooning activity that I've got lined up. So we'll be taking you over the next few weeks, in fact the next few minutes as you watch it, on a grand tour around the UK. So we're in the West Midlands on the Welsh border at the moment here in Oswestry. We're going to go to Strathaven up near Glasgow next weekend. The weekend after that we're in the centre of the Midlands, Chatsworth House. Weekend after that we're going over into the east of the UK, into the flatlands of the east of Cambridgeshire and Bedfordshire for the Homebuilders meet, and the weekend after I'll be travelling to the furthest southern meet that I've been to with my balloon, which is Longleat, which is a big balloon festival. So we'll take you on a little bit of a tour, show you the differences between the small balloon meets, the balloon festivals, and the informal and the very formal balloon activities. Tonight basically it's going to be a waiting game, so we don't have to rush through and get going. Day 2, got up at Cracker Sparrows. It's 6:15. We've already had the briefing this morning. Got a little bit of fog hanging around, some low cloud, so it's time for a cup of tea and a bacon sandwich and a half an hour wait while we decide whether this cloud is going to lift or not. But all the balloons are here. We were all here about 5:20, started to get our equipment and lay it out on the grass. There's a handful of public here sat around the outside of the fence line, but it's all the teams found their space as best they can in what is a relatively small area. And we've got, as always at Oswestry, a portaloo and a bandstand right in the middle of the launch field with a big spike that sticks off the top. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. First one taking off. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 balloons in the arena this morning. And the first ones are going. So here we are, it's Saturday evening in the park here in Oswestry, day 2 of the Balloon Festival. Been up quite a long time. We got up at 4:45 this morning and have been out in the sun, so if I look red in the face I apologise for that. There are about 8,000 to 10,000 people here in the park. We've got a couple of balloons standing up in the next few minutes, and we're going to do a night glow, so we've got music from the 1990s apparently, and disco lights, etc., laser lights around the perimeter. We've reached capacity about 2 hours ago with a number of people that are able to come into the site. There's 8,000 people allowed onto the site here this weekend, so they are lining the sides of the arena. But this evening it turned out to be 17 knot gusts of wind across the arena, so no flying, no free flying. A couple of balloons tethered. We had a Cadbury's cream egg, chocolate egg, inflate earlier to sort of demonstrate how windy it is. That balloon has not flown in many years, so a good weather indicator. And now we've got a special shape and maybe 4 balloons that are going to inflate in the dark and keep everybody entertained and give everybody a bit of a dance. this weekend we're in Strathaven, so up in Scotland. We've got Mercury with us. This weekend laid out on the ground Friday evening. The crowd are in, there's plenty of people down the touchline waving to say hello to the first couple of balloons which have gotten themselves inflated this evening. It's not completely calm yet, but the first balloon is away, as you can see in the background. Big cheer. Haha. I'm going to sit and wait for a little bit longer before it cools and calms down a little bit. It's late August. We've got 3 more events after this weekend to go, but the forecast for this weekend is looking really, really good. So here we go. So we've just done a very quick 20-minute hop out of the field. Balloons landing all around us everywhere here, it's great, and there was another balloon team in the field, so I dropped in on them out of the sky as well. You alright, mate? Yeah, coming in, yeah. Turn you around, I think this might be a landing in the other half of our field maybe. Lots of power going on. And a change of plan. Bye! So we're just wandering around the small town of Strathaven on the second weekend of my Mammoth trip. And everything, all the little shops in the town square have gone balloon themed. We've just been into a little gift shop there and they've given us Christmas trimmings. They've given us Christmas trimmings because we're balloonists and we brought balloons to their town. How amazing is that? And all the town is decorated with little party atmosphere, streamers and bunting and things like that, and the cafes are welcoming to us all from a balloonist side of things. There's lots and lots of gifts. We're trying not to spend all of our pocket money all at once on gifts and presents to people. So, very warm welcome here in Strathaven. Really enjoying it this morning after a nice little flight. Maniac, dude. So it's getting towards the end of day 2 here at the Strathaven Balloon Festival. We've been for 2 flights already today and there's been plenty of action in the arena for the public, which is rammed out, to be honest with you, this evening. We've got balloons starting to lay out in the fading light and we're going to stand them up to music. So just been out for a flight from the park, absolutely stoked this morning because it takes a different level of practice and a different level of skill. Maybe it's finally kicking in after all these years, but I flew out in that direction, up into the sky, back the way that I'd come, came back down and found my way back into the arena where everybody else is still taking off.
Nice one, mate.
So it's weekend number 3 of the big trip around the UK for balloon meets, and there's actually going to be, for the 3rd weekend in a run, some balloons taking off. This is Friday night at Chatsworth House, which is a huge country estate here in the Midlands of the UK, Derbyshire Peak District, and this balloon meet has been held. This is the 40th anniversary year, so it's a well-established function. The huge grounds were allowed to take off almost anywhere within the boundaries of the estate, and lots of people will do short hops across the estate and land, so hopefully we'll see some of that. But tonight it's a little bit windier, and the option is either go for a very short one or go up and over that ridge line that you can see behind the house there over my shoulder. So this should be interesting to watch. So this is the beauty of Chatsworth, but there are no barriers, so the public can come up and ask you questions, and you can meet and greet people as much as you want, and if you want to bimble around you can land on the lawn at the front of the house, have your photo taken. Day 2, and there's balloons tucked away all around the estate this morning. I'll just spin you around. There's another one here preparing to get going, and we're laying out here on the hilltop, and then away in the distance there's a couple of balloons already in the valley. And Chatsworth sits in a kind of a bowl-shaped feature on the landscape, with the prevailing wind coming across the valley, and so it has its own little unique microclimate, which is calm winds down in the valley bottom. So our aim this morning, if we get that far, is to get ourselves down into the valley, find ourselves a nice patch of grass down there to land. Morning!
Let me sort these cameras out. Deal with the important stuff.
So we've just completed our flight, which pretty much started at the top of the hill there, just came down over those trees, and then all of a sudden the wind gusted and we took a massive turn to the left towards that tree, and then came down the hill. There are a couple of balloons still flying behind these trees, but it's starting to get breezy. If we look at the grass down here, it's wobbling. So it's got proper windy this afternoon, and there's rain forecast to come in. We got the tail end of a hurricane coming across the Atlantic, and this is it starting to creep its way into the mainland UK. So let's go walk around and see what the country fair has to offer. So it's weekend number 4 of the ballooning mass travel around the country, and we're here at Sackville Lodge, Airfield. This is the campsite. Just pitched up myself, just arrived. And yep, we mix it up with aeroplanes here. There's a runway out the back there, a balloonist who lives here and is a specialist in home building, hot air balloons as well. And so this weekend is mostly focused on home builders. This is the Homebuilders meet. Well, the adrenaline's pumping this evening. Got a little bit of like a thing going on, and I'm not particularly an adrenaline junkie, although there has been a conversation about how risk averse I might be. This guy has come to visit, and as far as we're concerned as balloonists, these guys are crazy. They don't have a flamethrower strapped to their back, they got a lawnmower. They're nuts. Here comes the crew over the hilltop, light shining to the rescue. Well, good morning. It's a rather chilly Saturday morning at 6:30 here at the Homebuilders meet, and we're just getting ourselves ready and laid out for the inflation. Beautiful sunrise this morning. There were 16 balloons or so flew yesterday evening, which is a great result for a Friday night. So here we go. We're going to get the kit ready and go for a bit of a flight, see where it takes us. Woohoo! Low pass, like it. Right, flew the length of the runway, literally from that bottom corner to this top corner here. Oh my word, we've just had somebody take off the runway at the same time. Here comes Piper Cub. Looks of it. Turning away. How cool is that? So it's Saturday afternoon and we've been out with the balloons twice this weekend already. There's a bit of a gathering taking place on the airfield here this afternoon with about 25, maybe 30 aircraft have flown in from around the UK for the afternoon. There's a barbecue being thrown by our host for the afternoon, and there's plenty of people here just socialising and gathering. This is probably one of the most low-key events that you can go to around the UK. The field is open for you to play on at any time, and the host just throws barbecue and bacon sandwiches and things like that as the day goes by. So it's a very different atmosphere to some of those that we've been to earlier in the season. So here we are, it's Friday evening at Longleat at the Icons of the Sky event. There's quite a lot of balloons here this evening. Those who've managed to make it for Friday night have been asked to put their baskets out in front of quite a sizable audience that's watching the fires of the burners. Sadly, it's too windy tonight. It's going pretty quickly. Now we're into the dark. Lighting up the burners, we've got some music playing in the background. Of course we have. There's a disco vibe going on. Pretty much the last event of the summer season. We're already kind of into autumn, and last night was a night of rain and wind. For those of us who camped, it was a disturbed night's sleep. So this morning we've actually got a very brief break in the weather where the sun has come out. We're expecting it to be windy and rainy as the day goes on, but we've managed to get a model balloon out. I've not seen this one in a long time, so it's quite nice to see that. There's a couple of balloons laying out on the grass as well, just to tether, just to show themselves off to the public as the public arrive. We'll have to see how the rest of the day goes wind-wise, but there is optimism again in the conversation about Sunday morning. Well, I think it's official that we might have just transitioned from summer into autumn. We've just had a thunderstorm roll over the top of us. It's absolutely hammering it down, and the only shelter that I've managed to find that's decent is this age-old tree. Plenty of people out wandering around, but all the portaloos are full of people sheltering out of the rain. And of course the air display has stopped. There's lightning right on cue. Perfect. Get out from under the tree maybe. I hope you can hear that. I hope you can hear that. Yeah, so just to reiterate how lucky I've been over the last month or so with being able to go ballooning and actually getting as many flights as I have. The British weather is pretty changeable at times, and sometimes you just got to go stand in the field and hope that the weather turns in your direction, or you've got to book yourself into as many events as you can, and sooner or later it'll break in your favour. Anyway, I think I'll leave it there for now. Bye. So it's Saturday night and we're into the main event of the day, Night Glow. We've got a few balloons laid out here that we've not seen so far this weekend, basically because the wind has been so strong. We've not seen a lot. We've got a couple of resident special shapes here that live at the Longleat Safari Park, and then I don't believe that this thing lives at Longleat. It's a dinosaur, Triceratops. It's final morning here at Longleat, and the teams are assembling. I apologise, I've lost my voice this morning. So here we are, it's Sunday morning at Longleat and it's the final day of my 5-week expedition, and there are a handful of balloons starting to stand up around us, which is a little bit of a surprise in that we didn't see this weather slot coming earlier in the weekend and it's just developed in the last 24 hours.